Hey, what's up? You look tired.
Yeah. No, I'm just doing some thoughtful thinking.
Word, word. Okay, you can hear me good, right?
I can hear you great.
All right, cool, cool. How's it going, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, not too bad, not too bad. Just got done eating.
What did you guys have for dinner?
We just had turkey gravy and rice.
Sounds pretty good. I just had some whatever the old lady gave me at church, some chicken or beef pasta fagoni or something. I don't know.
Oh, was it good?
Yeah, I smacked. I ate two. She gave me enough for two. I ate both of that.
That's funny. That's
That's cool.
funny.
You never told me what you did for work, so when you told me like your last stop, I wasn't.
Yeah. So I deliver tires to shops. Um
Oh, sure, yeah.
I just started that like last year, like the end of last year. But before that, I was driving motor coaches, like big buses and stuff.
Okay. So you
So
have
that's
your
that
CDLs or whatever?
yeah, yeah. So that's what I like to do at heart, but I'm doing this job right now and it's good. It's good. I'm thankful.
Cool. Good. Well, I'm super blessed and thankful that you're willing to give me some time again today. And if anything
Yeah.
like feels like you're repeating something or whatever, just you're saying it to the guests too. So if something feels repetitive to me, I'm willing to hear it again. Like you don't have to worry about that or anything. Um, Last time you had asked me why did I like find you important or want to like platform you or whatever, and I just was like, yeah, whatever. Then I realized like, yeah, I have more. Like, if you want to get deep right away, I can. You down?
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so two more impactful things for me would be like, so in middle school, I had a I was never best friends or super close with anyone that's killed themselves, but I've
Hmm.
had some pretty residual. My my friend group table, we had probably like 6 or 7 kids that hung out at it, and there's this kid named Tristan that would be like part of the group. I never was super close with him, but we all sat and had lunch together. He was an awesome kid and very funny. Well,
Hmm.
in seventh grade, he shot himself, and that was something that was like the whole school felt it. And they had like people come from like 998 or 988, whatever that lifeline
Yeah.
services. They came to the school
Mm.
and did like stuff in the auditorium and talked about all that stuff and such. And
Wow.
another friend of mine, Mark, he would have been in my forestry class in ninth grade, and he wasn't like again someone I was super close with, but he during my rough time of my life when I was doing drugs and such, he was one of those faces that was around that we would like smoke with down at the swimming hole.
Yep.
And then once I got sober and went back to school, he was one of the kids at the other school that I would catch a bus to go to their specialty classes. At my
Mhm.
school, they had the automotive classes, and at the other school in town, they had the forestry and like gardening classes. So people would transfer from school to school to learn or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had a class with him, and I got to know him a little bit better because of the previous summer or whatever. His name was Mark Hill. He killed himself as well.
Mhm.
And then around that same time, this kid, well, he was older than me. He was one of the OGs from the neighborhood that we'd always play basketball with. He went by Ninja because he was just like this little dude that could like jump up on the rim and like pull himself up and like we'd all be
Yeah.
talking, smoking, and he would just like appear sitting up on the hoop. Like it would be like time to pass him the blunt, and he'd just be like up somewhere or something. So we called him Ninja, and he also killed himself. And it's just been one of those things where like I've struggled sometimes with mental health stuff, and I've realized like I asked you, I guess it's fresh for other listeners, when it's impactful for you specifically to do something like this. And I understand like a lot of times it's just being the mere like these people are always the nicest, happiest people. I realize I'm the
Mhm.
nicest, happiest people, and it just shows that I have whatever that tendency is that I need to be mindful of and and such. So that's why I want to platform you on you. It's not because of, oh yeah, I think it's cool. It's
Yeah.
significant to me, and I really think that it's super important. So,
Yeah, yeah. I appreciate you telling me that, and I understand because that's how it was for me. I think I said last time, but when I was in high school, I had a lot of close friends that had friends that actually committed suicide and killed themselves. So like it affected me because I'm like, dang man, like what's going on? Like why is it happening? You know what I'm saying? And it's tragic because you can't save every single person, you know what I'm saying, but in your heart you want to,
right,
because it's a terrible thing to experience, not just for the person doing it but also the people and that's around that it affects as well. And like you know like I was saying before too, like I've had thoughts about like, what if I did this? What if I did that? I've never like tried anything personally, but I know what it's like to feel that way too. So
right,
like, I'm naturally like a happy person, smiling a lot too. And like you said, it affects those type of people too. And those are the ones you gotta um be aware of like what signs to look for, because like you never know who or what they could be thinking, or what's
right.
going on in somebody's mind. So like with what I'm doing, that's why I say like one person at a time, bro, because if I sit here and try to say, oh yeah, bro, I'm about to prevent suicide, everybody gonna be a part of, you know everybody gonna be a part of what I'm doing, or everybody gonna be saved from what I'm doing. Like that would be unrealistic because I can't say the whole world, you know what I'm saying? But I know from my experience and what I've done and what I do now, um, I know that with music is a way to give hope, and people lives and minds are changed by music, because music is something that people listen to all the time, and what you put into your ears and what you put into your mind and then your heart really affects you. And then
Right.
also like me as a person, I'm naturally outgoing and talking to people. So like people naturally open up to me about certain things that they don't necessarily open up to other people about.
Sure.
So like I'm not saying I'm an expert or anything like that, but I know me as a person, I want to be able to build a community of people that are doing the same thing or on the same journey or on the same mission that I have. So like I'm not like a I'm not a I don't have a degree or anything like that, but I do have a heart and I have a mission and a purpose that I'm trying to do. And
Beautiful.
you know what I'm saying? That's what I say about that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome that you have vision. I feel like most people, not most people, but a lot of men in our generation,
Yeah,
they're very misled. And so when you don't have vision at all, it's like the comfort and contentment. You just get
yeah.
content in this life of, oh, I just gonna do what I'm told, and then you never have that strive for purpose. If you don't strive for
Hmm.
a purpose, then you can't persevere, and then
Yeah.
you're not building any discipline or good habits in that space, and you're just
Hmm.
subject to whatever environment you like put yourself into completely.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I've been like over the years, I've been a person that's been like really gullible and stuff to certain things. Like, I would always fall like for a season I would smoke a lot. Like I used to smoke weed a lot.
Hmm.
And so I had a close friend that I would always smoke weed with. And in the journey of trying to stop and pursue other things, um, I would always fall back and go smoke again, you know what I'm saying? Because I would fall for, oh, it's gonna feel good, or it's gonna make me feel good in the moment, or whatever the case may be. And that temporary high that I would get, you know what I'm saying? It's a never ending cycle and you just keep chasing that same thing. And you know, I understand now, like I think I've grown to the point where I'm like, all right, I can make my own decisions where, okay, just because somebody telling me to do something or trying to persuade me to do it, don't mean that I have to. And being able to stand on, a firm foundation rather than just sinking sand and falling for whatever somebody put in front of you.
Yeah, I think something that's super honorable is I've always said this, just dying on a hill. So like you said, having a foundation. I mean, dying on a hill is the extreme side of that, but it's like again, people will be in this spot where they don't have anything and it's the quicksand. And
Yeah,
I just even if I don't agree with the hill you die on, I like find honor in like at least this person's willing to like they're full,
stand
their
for
heart's
something.
into this and this is that
Yeah.
and it's like that actually because everything is redirected energy, and so it's like that would have been hate, but they are using it for a love, and so that's good. Whether it's
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um,
I always feel like that with every like the to further elaborate on that would be like the polar opposites of most of our bad habits. So if you're like if you smoked if you did some sort of internalizing and realized that that was you trying to fill a hole because you just wanted to help people, and so now you help people instead of smoke. Like
mm,
we're not always aware of what that energy needs to be directed into, but it's like every bad trait is just a positive being redirected in the wrong way. You know,
mm.
like the kid that's bouncing off the walls and misbehaving just needed more love. Like that's usually how that shit is, you know.
Yeah, I
It's
know
not
what
like
you
they
mean.
have a problem. You have a problem. No,
Hmm.
you just needed this direction. You know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Like, yeah, like the acting out in certain things it's the reason behind the action that's being made.
Exactly. Do you feel like
Yeah.
do you feel like you have any that since you've I'm not gonna well, converted since you've switched from being like a smoking whatever that type of mindset is to being like sober and helpful, what what negative traits that you now mirror in positive behavior? You always take a
Um,
second to think about it too.
I um so for me, I think the first one would be like I used to be like really quiet and just listening a lot. Um, but now I'm more talkative and what I'm saying, I'm more outgoing now. As far as like smoking, I used to smoke a lot and now um like when you smoke you feel happy and joyful and like I mean most of the time unless you got like some crazy stuff and you like I don't had my experience with that too, bro. Like one time bro, I was in the car with my friend, well, with my homies at the time, and like I promise you I saw myself in the car from the outside. Like I was looking
Mm,
down at the car, and then I walked inside the room. I laid down on the bed, bro, and the whole bed was my heartbeat. Like
damn.
it was beating like
You could feel
crazy.
it like vibrating through the whole,
Literally, bro. Oh, dude. And I
reverberating through the
yes,
springs.
bro. Yes. And I walked into the kitchen with my brother, bro. He was in there washing dishes and I had made some cereal, and every time that he would make me laugh, I think it like started to hurt a little bit. Like it was crazy, bro. I wanted to come down so bad. But now, like even now, because you see my eyes and you see my smile, like people think I'm high just because of how I look. But also, oh yeah, they think I'm high because how I look, but now I can say, hey, I'm high off life. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm high off just pure joy and the fact that I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell my testimony real quick. So when I was a baby, I was a pound and 15 ounces.
Oh shit.
and I had part of my intestines had died. And so my mom and dad were away from the hospital, and they called my mom and was like, "Hey, it's gonna be your last time seeing your son." So she came to the hospital crying out to God and was like, "Hey, if you save my son, I'll serve you for the rest of my life." Whenever they get there, um, the doctors said that they were actually going to be able to do the surgery and I was going to be able to live. Now, I had to get airlifted to another hospital because they didn't have the equipment at the one that I was at. And and then uh what I was gonna say. I was in the NICU for like 5 months, bro.
Shit.
So like it's crazy to see, how small I was to what I'm doing now, you know what I'm saying? And just getting this big and growing up and like actually still being here is just a miracle in itself.
I feel
And
you. That's awesome. That's beautiful.
and that's actually why my rap name is Ty Miracle, because of that experience. And and so with that being said, everything that you go through in life, I mean, is to build character and build the person that you're becoming. So like everything that you go through can be used to testify to other people, you know what I'm saying, build
Right.
other people up, build yourself up in the times that you need it as well. Like, cause you'll think, oh yeah, bro, I got through this, so I can get through this, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people a lot of people ask this question, like, why does God allow bad things to happen? I mean, if you never went through anything bad, you will never have to depend on nobody because you would just be okay with where you are, you know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
you'll never experience anything. So like I believe the reason why God allows bad things to happen is so that we can see that we need to depend on him and we can see his hand in the things that we go through as well. And and so yeah, bro. Yeah, that's why like I believe that through Christ, um everything won't be easy, but it'll be easier as far as like being able to have someone to go to when nobody else is there for you. Also, like knowing that unconditional love is a real thing and it comes from Christ only, because humans, they'll say they love you and then go do something else, or they'll forget about you, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. They
Or
they
they
compare it to the love that you would receive from they call it the fatherly love or the motherly love. Like that's the
mm-hmm,
only love that's comparable because that's the only true love is from sibling or from father or from fraternity or maternity to the
mm-hmm,
child or child to the parents. Like that's always going to be on our physical realm, the only
yeah,
way that we can have the same.
yeah,
Otherwise, like the people that we meet and the strangers we meet, it'll never be to that amount.
mm-hmm,
So I definitely feel that.
yeah, yeah.
Another thing
So
too to add to that would be like, why does I think people have this preconceived notion. It's the same with, and not a religious context, but people that like think that there could be a utopia somehow. And it's like,
mm,
why does there have to only be good? Like, and I
mm-hmm,
doesn't mean I enjoy that there's bad, but why do we have this thought that things will just be good if we did this?
yeah,
No, we live on this world in this realm in this plane where we suffer and have good and we feel all these different things.
yeah,
Rabbits or squirrels or cannibals, and sometimes people are too, and the world's crazy. You
yeah,
just you can't just be like it would be all good. Things should just be
yeah.
all good. It's like no,
Mm-hmm.
like
And to interject to that, the this pain and suffering that we have on this world right now, like he's saying, okay, he's saying, come to me, I give you eternal, eternity with me, but also there's going to be no more pain, no more suffering, no more tears. All of that stuff is going to be wiped away because it's going to be a new heaven and a new earth, and we're going to live with him for eternity. So it's like we dealing with all this pain and suffering now, and everybody asking, oh, why God doing this? Why God doing that? But it ain't even necessarily that God is allowing it to happen. It's just people making decisions based on how they feel, what they want, being lovers of themselves, not caring about other people. Like all of that stuff leads to the things that we see right now.
Sure. And it's
And
not even like it wouldn't be his choice that it happened if it's the masses' decision.
yep, yep. So like it goes back to the free will thing. Like
Hmm.
yes, God wants us to have a relationship with him and he wants us to serve him. But at the same time, everybody not gonna want to do that. So like if I choose to go away from him, then I mean he's not gonna beg you. You know what
Sure.
I'm saying? Because he's just. So if you don't want him, then you don't want him. And if you do, then you do. That's what just means. That means that he's gonna be fair about what he's doing. So like you have the same opportunity that I have. You can either take it or you can leave it. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying?
Sure.
So like a lot of people, I just say this again, a lot of people want to talk about all the pain and things that we go through on this earth, and I get it. You know, it sucks. It sucks, and the world that we live in sucks. It does. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we don't know when we're gonna die. We don't know when our time is gonna be. And I believe through the scriptures and through believing in Christ, like everything that he said in the Old Testament and the New Testament, all those things were fulfilled, and some of them are still coming into fulfillment. But like the way that you know, the way that you know something is true is because it's being fulfilled through what was said was going to be done, right?
Sure.
Um, so like I don't know why I'm saying this. I feel like I'm just rambling, but if I if I
You
because
say
it
you say the world sucks, and I just want to add that it's that specific etymology. The world sucks. There are things that will steal your energy and
mm-hmm.
misdirect you in the wrong way if you allow them to. But if you
Yep.
put on your godly shield and you walk in this world like the walking through the fire and knowing
Mm.
that you're okay with it, like having that is, I think, what would better determine most of humanity is if everyone just had that,
Hey. Yep.
you know, towards each other.
Yeah.
If everyone just acted like we're in a fire together,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Amen.
putting up
Amen.
your shield.
Yeah, I like that. Putting on the putting on the armor of God. Yeah, you heard about that, right?
I have not. No.
So let me get my coin out.
Sure.
All right, I got this coin right here. It's kind of blurry on here, but it say Christian soldier, right?
Okay, I see it's got some armor on there and boots.
Yep. So this comes from Ephesians 6:11 through 18. So we got um the list right here, but I'm gonna read it off to you. So
Okay.
it say the helmet of salvation, the sword of the spirit, the breastplate of righteousness, the shield of faith, the belt of truth, and feet prepared with the gospel. So like we all know that it's if you like if you don't believe in Jesus, then you still believe in something, whether that's science, whether that's any other God that's out here,
Sure.
lowercase g God.
Yep.
um, and so we know it's a spiritual world because people can tap into the spirit and wickedness as well, like people in
Sure.
the dark spiritual things too. So
Sure.
like this armor that we putting on is to help us fight in the spiritual battle that we facing. Like we in the flesh, but we spirits as well. Like we got a
Right.
spirit. So Yeah, bro.
No, that's a
Yeah,
hundred
yeah,
percent. No matter what, that's one thing that I've. That's not even necessarily a religious thing. The shield thing is like you could use it as energy if you were into however you wanted to put it. It's that. It's the
yeah,
armor, and I like how each one of them are principles you embody, but the
yeah.
feat is the knowledge in those principles that you move with. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what's
Mm-hmm.
important because you can have all these principles that you stand by, but if you don't move with them,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I've noticed too, which isn't always negative, but I have a lot of good advice to people. I've been told that, and
Mm-hmm.
it's only because I've done bad things and suffer with my guilt and my bad choices. So only
Yeah.
because I've experienced negative do I have a positive influence on that specific realm.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be the same with the way that we move in the world. How do you hold a principle if you haven't like become objectively aware of how it is implemented against you in your life
Mm-hmm.
and which of like the seven deadly sins are the ones that you deal with? I feel like since I've became disciplined and sober and a dad, oh, I've mastered all the deadly sins. But now I deal with vanity because I'm proud. Oh, now it's pride. So I have two. They replace my gluttony and my envy and my
Mm-hmm.
rage, but I still got this other shit I gotta deal with. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
And this, and I just want to add too, like that's the difference between like the knowledge and the wisdom too. Cause I mean, you can have the head knowledge, but then wisdom is actually applying everything that you've been taught. You know what I'm saying?
sure.
And I actually got I'm gonna just plug this in real quick. I actually got an album called Wisdom that I'm working on putting out soon. And the whole purpose behind it is to like let people know, like, you know, you gotta walk out what you know what I'm saying? You can't just have the knowledge, but you gotta walk it out. And and then two, like you were saying, like you get rid of certain things like the gluttony and all that stuff, but then there's something else that comes like the pride and stuff. So like that's that goes to the whole thing. Like us as human beings, we'll never be perfect. We will never be perfect. We always gonna deal with something. Once you get over one thing, it's another. But like the whole thing about
Isn't that beautiful though? That's the when you're talking about the pain and the suffering, to me that's like I'm excited to fight these battles and to become better versed in myself. Like how you brought up the vehicle as like a religion thing,
yeah,
which I also think that is great for a lot of people as an analogy because not everyone is as curious as I am. But
yeah,
for me, spiritually, I want to work every little part of that, and I just love that. It's just beautiful. I want to go
yeah.
through all the trials, and I want to be aware of all my problems and try to face them. It's a
Mm-hmm.
really cool
Mm-hmm.
thing about development as a person.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, just well, I'll just say the car analogy again then, because
Oh yeah,
uh
people might not. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. So what I was saying last time was um we was talking about faith, I think, like having faith and how everything that we have faith in is like knowing or unknowingly. So like this house that I'm in, the car that I drive, like all of these things take faith for me to do because I don't know if this house gonna fall down. You know, I don't know if my car gonna stop working or blow up, bro. I done saw two cars on fire on the highway just driving by, bro. Like you don't
today
know.
or
Well,
just in your
not
life.
today, just not today, but recently, like the past couple weeks, I've been driving,
Damn,
and
sure.
I'm like, bro,
Your analogy's
we
coming true to you. You're like, damn right.
yeah. So like, bro, we don't know what's gonna happen when we get involved in the things that we do on a daily basis. Like nobody nobody goes through life like, oh man, I know what's gonna happen to me the next moment. Like, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? But you know, you have faith in the things that you get in and the things that you drive and the things that you whatever. But like people find it hard to have faith in a God that they can't see, or Jesus who they can't see, but at the same time, you getting in the car that you don't even know how it works all the way, but you trusting in the people that created it, that they
Yo,
created it well enough for it to function properly so you can get where you need to go.
so you can go 100.
Yeah.
You're gonna go 30 over the speed limit,
Like, come on,
just
bro.
flying in your Honda Civic that's 20 years old. Like,
Yep. And you and you putting your faith in it thinking that it's gonna work the entire time.
yo,
And so like the same thing goes with spirituality and like God and everything, is the fact of no, you can't see him physically right now, but in you can see him in life and your like the things that happens on the everyday basis, like things like that, like miracles take place all the time. And sometimes we just blind to it because we so focused on ourselves and focused on what we want or focused on everything else, but you know, like the
miracles
spirits.
are some people's whole lives. I feel like I've probably had days where every second was a miracle.
Yeah.
Literally, like if I wasn't like consistently saved, like
Hmm.
however that is for me, like just so much. Like I don't even understand it. So
like like even going out in the morning and coming back home, that's a miracle.
it is.
Because some people don't, like literally some people go and leave home and never come back home, bro. So like
Yeah. I
we
mean, that's more
we
blessed. I feel like miracle's gonna be like you felt like you couldn't have made it home today, but you did. That's where the
okay,
miracles are gonna come.
i I get what you're
Because
saying. I
you don't want to glorify something out of context.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, but you got to
I
think
know what
though.
you mean still, though. I just wanted to like add that to it.
Yeah, yeah, I get it, I get it.
It's the same thing
um
with like negative affirmations. Like a lot of
mhm.
people say sorry when they should say excuse me or pardon me. Like it's okay to say like there's a word for this moment, but it's not sorry. You don't need to be sorry. It's
Mhm.
excuse me or pardon me because you still want to
Right.
be polite, but you don't need to be sorry. I think that's the same thing with some things that we take innipantly would be it's not a miracle, but it is a very blessed. It's a
So
blessing
like
at this point.
miracle is more like the supernatural where it
You get a
it
tingle
should.
in your spine when it's a miracle. You know that that shit, yeah, that shit's different.
Well, because I actually been listening to this podcast called The Miracle Files.
Okay,
And dude, they talk about like crazy stories, bro. Like people getting into crashes, people getting electrocuted by freaking like, bro. And but in every story that they tell, they show like how God was working in those moments of what they were
oh,
going
that's
through.
cool.
Like I send it to you, bro. It's a really good podcast, and it really like open your mind to see like, dang, these things are really happening out here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That reminds
And
me of something in. I never had cable growing up, but someone at one of my neighbors' houses or something, they must have had it on. There used to be
mm-hmm,
this TV show that like broke down like haunted stories. I know there's a million of those ones, but this one
mm-hmm.
was very specific where it would be like it seemed like it was very religious backed in a sense where they were probably like showing the both sides at one time. It was very story like it wasn't like this guy was at this house and this happened. It was like wow, this family was dealing
Yep,
with this negative energy. This
yep,
good was happening at the same time. Like it was very they played it out well. It was cool.
yeah,
I didn't think about it until I haven't thought about it in 12 years. So it's cool to
yeah, for sure,
unlock
bro.
something. What's your musical influence? Can we talk about music for a little bit?
Yeah, yeah. So I used to listen to Wiz Khalifa a lot growing up. That's who I would literally
Like some
listen.
rooftops, like
Yep,
that era.
cameras, like all of those cushion orange juice and stuff.
Sure.
Um uh Taylor Alderdice or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to listen to all that, bro.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I think in my music and my personality kind of reflect that as well. Like more like the chill, but also type, like kind of hype. Um,
Okay.
but I mean, of course, the message is totally
Overly
different.
positive, but a different message.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and then now, I mean, I usually listen to my instrumentals or my songs, or I listen to like Christian rap artists like Hovey, Lecrae, No Big Deal, Miles Minnick, things like that. Some of y'all may know who I'm talking about, some of y'all may not, but that's fine. Um, and then as far as when I started doing music, I started doing it at like 13. And I originally started rapping because my older brother was rapping. And we started rapping on like a Beats Pill speaker and a little Samsung phone, bruh. We'd go to the recording app and just press record and start
Okay.
rapping over the phone. And then later down the line, he kind of stopped rapping, and then I continued, and I was doing like secular music for a little bit. But then, once I gave my life to Christ, I had to change the music that I was doing. Well, Christ helped me to do that because it wasn't easy to do. But like changing the message and changing what I'm doing. But honestly though, like the music I used to do, I was capping. I wasn't really doing some of that stuff that I was talking about. So now, um, I mean,
Unfortunately,
nah.
that's a lot of I mean, not so much of how it started. People that got placements, yes, but a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it was raw. But then you can see like there's this dwindling to a spot where I obviously not, but there's people that I see that present themselves as more gangster, but I know that I've done worse things. Like I've done more gangster things,
Yeah.
and I'm like, it's just a weird dynamic. I don't want to feel like that, obviously, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like how is this the like you put on this image, so I get it.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad now I can actually say like I love what I'm talking about. I love the message I'm doing, and I love that I actually am walking it out the best that I can and not just talking about it.
It feels good
Of
to walk
course,
in it and to be honest and open, for
yeah,
sure.
I mean, of course, like nobody's perfect, bro. I mean, I have things that I deal with, but at the same time, like we all deal with things, but it's how we move forward past those things that we deal with that really impacts us as people. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Um, and I guess I just talk about like some of the songs that I made specifically like for suicide. I could talk about that a little bit. I made this song called "Who I Am" in high school, and it was talking about like what you do, like what you do as a person doesn't define you as a person. Like the mistakes that you made doesn't define you. Um, because anybody can change, anybody can outgrow the things that they've gone through or the things that they've done. Um, it's all about the person wanting to change and actually wanting to be different than how they were, and the growth aspect of that. And then it's a really deep song that I made. And then I have one called 10 Fingers. That's my most recent one. Uh Now this one I made because it was my homie had died from overdose, and then my aunt died from dementia. And so I remember, I used to smoke with my homie back then, like in high school and stuff. So I remember hanging out with him a lot, and then hearing that he passed actually was crazy because I texted him because I saw he had like a hospital band on his arm. He had posted it on Instagram, and I texted him. I was like, "Hey, you good?" And he was like, well, I'm at the hospital, like getting my stomach pumped and stuff." And the next day, I saw somebody post that I know that he passed away, and I'm like, "Dang, bro! I just talked to him like literally yesterday." And and so the song that I made is called 10 Fingers. I said that already, but it say like left and right hand. I count all 10 fingers because like it's so many people dying left or right that you can literally count it on both
Oh,
hands,
a
like back
hundred
to back to
percent.
back. And then the first bar, the first couple lines say like saw a post, got a call that you were gone, tried to fall asleep. It was just a dream, not reality. Clicked out the post, hung up the phone, trying to process everything that was going on. Like, because when you hear that a person died, like you don't think it's real, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard to come to reality of what actually happened. And a lot of people are dealing with that right now while we talk about this. And so like that song right there, I think, if you watching this video right now or this clip, check out 10 Fingers and be encouraged by that song. And yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely check into that because I have more than 10 fingers of people that I know that have overdosed.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
it's definitely it's one of those things for sure. I get you. I'm definitely gonna listen to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
a do you have like a when you first started um listening or freestyle rapping or freestyling or however you came into it, would there be like a first notable song or freestyle that you had that like stuck in your head forever and it's just like something that you just like for me, I'll just tell my example right away is my first freestyle ever was to Airplanes by B.O.B. featuring
Hmm.
Eminem and Haley or whatever that girl's name is. But I
Hmm.
remember I like did like a different version to it and I was talking about making a time machine, going into Fort Knox or some fort, taking all of the
Hmm.
military weapons, putting it in the time machine, going back in time before the Columbus got to America and giving all the natives a bunch of like modern day technology so they could just fucking blow the shit out of all the white folk when they came over. And that
Dang.
was like my first freestyle ever, and it's just like significantly been like part of my brain forever. And that
Hmm.
that I probably maybe freestyled before or something, but that day made me like realize like I enjoy like whatever this space is. Where
Yeah.
I'm just like having fun and like being creative with my
Mm.
vernacularly being creative. Like that was significant to me.
Yeah. For me, one that I can remember right now. I actually got a video on YouTube, and I I try not to look. I mean, sometimes I'll look back at my old stuff and what I'm saying, just remember where I used to be.
There's a
But I
difference
did,
between glorifying bad things and still. I feel like not to interrupt you, but I feel like as a lot of Christians that I've talked to, they do this thing where it's like, yeah, I used to listen to Wiz Khalifa and smoke weed, and it's okay to be like,
yeah.
I used to fucking
Yep.
like to be
And I
crazy,
yeah,
and no, no,
I
no, it's not.
yeah.
I know that like that world gives a lot of shame and stuff, but it's God's
Yeah.
choice to judge you, no one else's. So hell
Mm.
yeah, smoking weed was fun when you did it.
Right,
You don't have
right.
to
I
be like
mean,
ashamed of it,
yeah, yeah, I get that. And yeah,
but don't
I
glorify it as well. You know,
right, right. Yeah. So me, I made a song to I think it was matter of fact, bro, let me look it up. Hold up.
cool.
Let's see. Let me see. So, oh, funny thing too, bro. My rap name used to be Ty Money, but I wasn't getting no money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And let me see. Who go? Who go?
That's that polar. That's that you are embodying what you wanted instead of embodying what you are and need and getting the things in return by
Mm-hmm.
embodying that. If you would embody the miracle and the faith and the giving, then maybe the money and the actual things come with it. But when you're just on that, I'm embodying the, so I
Mm.
feel like that's a good.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, I'm still I'm in a better position than I was, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, of course, it's always more room for growth in area. So like,
I
you
feel
know,
you.
uh, but so I made a freestyle to Brainstorm, one of Wiz Khalifa songs,
Sure.
and then I made a freestyle to Tweak Is Heavy, uh by Wiz Khalifa.
Okay.
So, bro, this was 10 years ago, dude. And I also made, I think, yeah, I made another one to Mary, I think called Mary, about Mary with by Wiz Khalifa.
Oh, sure.
Um
I think yeah.
and bro, yeah, dude. I put out 14 videos 10 years ago.
Damn.
And yeah, bro.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has, especially with that music. But I ain't gonna lie though, I used to have a pretty good flow back then. Like the quality wasn't there and the purpose and the vision wasn't there, but the flow was pretty good.
Yeah, it's all about that practice. I've been really good at freestyling for never, because that's being
Hmm.
prideful, but I find joy in vernacular practice for at least the last 8 years pretty
Hmm.
well. I've dabbled since third grade, so I'm
Hmm.
25, so that's at least 15 years probably. But to
Hmm.
actually like to express it and have fun with it has probably been 8 years, and it's I think a big part of like you're saying with the production wise is when you have a maybe you didn't have like the vision you want now, but when you have a vision and you feel like you're skilled in an asset, you're like, well, why would I learn production? Someone could put me on, and you kind of like
Hmm.
put yourself out there hoping someone puts you on.
Hmm.
When it comes to like that, like I got this crazy flow. Someone like if someone noticed me, they would just make me a beat.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's something that I realized like no one's gonna do for me. I spent
Mm.
like years freestyling, having hella fun with my friends, thinking one of my friends would some like it just I don't know. You just have to do it yourself, and I think that's a big.
Yeah.
Once you make that step where you actually initiate yourself into things, that's where the
Hmm.
vision flattens itself out. Because you probably had like this spacious vision, and then once you actually applied yourself, you realized what you wanted was like more this little fine little spot. And then in that same time, you're probably finding religion. You just realize like, oh, both of these spots correlate to this one thing.
Yeah, so like that's a good point because like I was saying, bro, I used to be like really quiet. And then I was influenced by my older brother. So like anything that he was doing, basically, because he was the first one I smoked with too. So like smoking, I started because he did it. Rapping, I started because he did it. But like God
Great
already,
influence.
but God already knew that I would be right here talking to you at this moment
Right.
about what we talking about. So like yeah, I had to process through, you know what I'm saying, what I thought was what I wanted to do. But at the same time, everything that led to this point is everything that I went through up to the point that I'm at now. So like, I don't regret the music that I used to do. I knew it wasn't where especially now I can see it more. But back then, like I was just doing it because I thought I was good and I wanted to put it out and you know what I'm saying? Um I did it for a while, and then when I started like doing the music that I'm doing now, bro, I used to literally rap in high school, bro, like and in the classroom, you know what I'm saying, like encouraging people, bro, giving people hope, man. Like I don't. It's so much better because like us as human beings, man, we need connection, we need people, and You know what I'm saying? Being able to lift people up through something that you love to do, like you can't
Yeah.
beat that. You know what I'm saying? So
Nothing
like,
beats that. I think
yeah,
part of
bro.
that exposing what you're doing, and other people do this in other facets, but
Yeah.
you're being vulnerable first in social situations. And so if you're like the first person to dance, everyone thinks you're crazy until other people join. And so if
Mm-hmm.
you're the first person to start freestyling, but you get someone to like, even if they're not as skilled as you, you're
Yeah.
it's not about skill, it's about fun and expression. And once you
Mm-hmm.
get people out of their bubbles, like that's a super important role that you're doing that. Like you said, or like we said, it's a vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah. And you was talking too about like when you was freestyling and you had friends, you was thinking, oh, maybe they'll make you a beat. Uh-oh. It started to freeze a little bit.
Yeah, I
Um
seen that.
uh you were saying like when you freestyle, you had friends and you thought maybe they'd make you a beat. And it's funny because when I was posting on Instagram and doing that coming up, uh I actually got somebody to hit me up and he make beats, and now like we best friends, bro. We've been best friends for like years now. And he's able to like make beats to songs that I've made like in the past, but he's able to make them come to life now and bring them back to surface. You know what I'm saying? So like
Sure.
it's pretty cool to see. Like the first time we met, I had took him out to lunch to like Applebee's or something, and we was just chilling, talking, and you know what I'm saying, connecting on that level. And then, you know, we've been doing music together throughout the years, but like sometimes, you know, you in a down season where you're not really focused on music, you focus just on like working and, you know, life stuff. But like overall, the relationship is still there. And
Well, with especially as I've realized growing as an adult for whatever world, but another thing too with real true relationships with people is you ever meet someone that you haven't seen for 5 years and it's natural again?
yeah.
That's mutual respect. And when you
Mm-hmm.
have that with people and you just, that's what a relationship should be. And
Yeah.
you could go 2 months without seeing someone, you could go 10 years, but you just know what it is. And that's how it is, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's cool that you found someone that's like, I know, I'm not going to be like, oh, I've already met so many cool people. And I feel like all these opportunities always provide the right portal. And not like a portal, like a actual step, but it's like oh, the thing that you think about or pray about or whatever that is in your vision. If it's bad, no wonder why bad things happen to you. So it's like when you implement yourself in positive ways, you open a portal for more positive things to be attracted to you, or God favors your good deeds, or however people want to like perceive that
Right.
action. That's just how I
Mm-hmm.
see that, though. It's like I always wished and wanted something without implementing myself positively into the world. So
Mm.
when you said the world sucks, I suck. I'm sucking from the world right now, thinking I deserve something. And it's like once you give, then you can get. It's like that
Mm.
push and pull, and being aware that no good deed is unpunished. So like when I was talking about being excited for the failures, it's not
Mm.
a true thing, but that's like it's like they say that no good deed is unpunished. And so
Mm-hmm.
if you have like a thought or foresight, like if for every good action I do, I'm gonna have something bad happen to me, but two goods or something like
Mm.
that. Like it's always gonna be worth the negative. But if you just live in this world where it's like everything's always bad for me, then you just like get caught up. Like
Mm.
every time I do something good, a negative and a good thing will happen. Well, I like good things, so I'm still gonna do the
Yeah.
good so I can get that one good for every one bad. Like
Yeah.
I'd rather have the balance than just bad.
Yep. And it goes to the scripture that actually say, like reap what you sow.
Sure, yeah.
Um, so like if you sowing all bad seeds, then you're gonna reap bad seeds. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
you're gonna reap a
saying?
small harvest. You're not gonna have
Yep,
much to
yep,
bring in if you're planting some foul. Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
So
All
yeah,
right.
bro.
One
Huh?
last one last question for you too on more nefarious activities. So do you remember your first cigarette? Did you ever smoke
Um.
squares?
Yep. Yep, bro. Newport. Camel had the little ball in the on the.
The crush?
Yeah, bro. Hey, those things right there. I used to like. I used to smoke those and then drink. You know what I'm saying? Like I drink like Mike Hard lemonade and stuff like that. So like smoking that and no. Matter of fact, bro, smoking weed and then smoking that cigarette was like crazy.
Yeah, those will
Like just
punch
the
you.
yeah. Ooh, hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hey, it was fun, bro. It was fun in the flesh, bro. Living in the flesh is fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
and as
at the
soon as you
same,
become aware of it, it sucks, doesn't it? I've been clean from cigarettes for like a year or two or something like that.
yeah.
But in that time, I've actually been clean from cigarettes since my daughter's been born, pretty much. But
Mm-hmm.
I've had times where I've like smoked a couple. It's
Mm-hmm.
horrible. There's nothing fun about it anymore because
Yep.
I don't live in the flesh anymore. I live in the spot where I'm aware of my soul and my spirit.
Yep.
And when you do something that's like devious, you feel it, and you're like, bro,
Yep.
I
Hey.
cannot be out. I cannot be doing that.
Yep. Yep. That's how it is, bro. Hey. Um, I'm trying to think of the first time that I actually smoked one.
Like,
Honestly, bro, I can't remember the first time.
I can tell you a story. Maybe it'll bump into you.
I
This is my continuous like. Some podcasters have like a guest. Like Theo Von always asks people their first kiss. And to
mm-hmm.
me, I was like, damn, something that's like as equally significant is probably people's first cigarettes because it's
Mm,
usually like a nefarious activity. Like we went and stole my mom's cigarettes, or someone took their mom's cigarettes and we went in. It's usually one of them stories. And for me,
mm,
I got my, I went to a Catholic school growing up, and so I was like kind of more of the bad influence. So I went and hung out with my homie I hadn't seen in years, and I got him to like steal some liquor from his parents, and we went down to Walgreens, and I saw a pack of or a metal canister of Rollies, and I was like, oh shit, and stole it, and we went and smoked, and he never smoked after that, but that was like the thing that initiated smoking for me
mm-hmm.
was like that day, and that was my like first cigarettes for that. And then another time I saw a pack of smokes in someone's car and took them. And I remember I didn't even smoke the cigarettes for like 4 hours. I just smelled the pack because it smelled like raisins. I was just smelling them. And now one good thing about me being a nefarious kid is I'm gonna have so much love for people that hurt me in the future. Like I might have like some 12-year-old that like blows up my car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, me too, bro. I get it.
Yeah,
I'll
like you
pray.
know
I'll
what it
pray
was.
for you. That's the best I can do.
Right. Let me think. Let me think. Um, I
Did
mean,
you ever?
honestly, bro, I know growing up, I stayed in North Carolina. And actually over my aunt house, she would literally smoke all the time, like weed and cigarettes. And like she is one of the aunts, well, she is one of the aunts where she don't care what you do. Like, bro, she crazy. And
Okay.
so I think actually, well, no, that's actually my first beer that I drank. Never mind. But I know the first beer that I drank was a Bud Light, and I was sitting on one of my aunt's porches, and she let me drink it straight there, and I drank it. I'm like, yuck, that's nasty.
Dirt.
Like, but it's like, uh, with the cigarette, I think I was at my other aunt's house and she don't care either, and she just let me smoke it or whatever. I don't remember honestly, bro. But
Okay.
I don't smoke so many. It's hard to keep count. You
I
know what I'm
know.
saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
bro, I used to smoke
How long did you
cigarette.
smoke cigarettes for?
So I smoked. Hold on. So I smoked cigarettes. I smoked Black and Miles, and then I smoked weed.
Yeah,
Uh,
you thought you quit smoking cigarettes for Black and Milds and then realized Black and Milds are worse.
well, I did both.
Oh, at the same time.
Well, um. not at the same exact time, but I know I would go back and forth between like if
Yeah.
because usually, you know what I'm saying, the cigarettes you can just get off a friend or whatever.
Depends on how
But
you are
yeah,
financially. Blacks are cheap. I get you.
yeah. But like, yeah, the Black and Miles, hey, I remember those too, bro. Like I'll go to my mom's back porch, like to the back porch and just like light it up real quick, you know.
Yeah, take five drags, put it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hey, always wood tip though, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
wood tip for sure. You can save them. Back in those days, I would save them and then you could
Yep,
just reuse them for like a
but
blunt or something.
but when you did put them back in the pack, bro, they would smell so bad.
I was just hearing someone talk about that. They said, I don't understand how people smoke halfies. And I was like, dude, that was like, it was so foul. You could smell. I can't believe I ever saved a halfie on my eat. My head probably smelled like a cigarette for a month.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
It's
bro. Hey.
it's so awesome when you realize you're in a box and you get out of it and you're like,
Yeah.
I can't go back down there. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep. Yeah. That's like now when I smell weed or when I smell like cigarettes and stuff, bro, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I don't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like just the smell itself turns you off. You know what I'm saying?
The thought seems nice, but then
Yeah.
it's the actual implement of any of the realness. Like it's like, bruh.
Yep. Yep.
No, I get you. Occasionally, I have cigars on like
Okay.
on the weekend or something like that. I'll have a cigar sometimes.
Yeah.
So I believe that things should be there's real ritualistic benefit to like Thanksgiving dinner. That's a
Yeah.
ritual, and that's good because you things are which energy you give them. You know,
Mm.
so like I can't eat a lot of candy and stuff like that because I have pretty bad eczema. But
Mm.
my lady that I'm friends with at church, she wants to give me cake. Well, she's giving it to me as a ritual of love, and I'm receiving it as that, but it still gives me negative. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so not
Mm-hmm.
always a ritual is not always good. So I'm aware of that still, but a lot of
Yeah.
times it is still what you give it. So it's like if you smoke a cigarette every morning, that owns you. But if you smoke a cigar after running 15 miles at the gym throughout the week,
It's like a reward or
it's more of a
something.
reward, it's more of a discipline, and then it's also the mindfulness, the thoughtfulness, thank you.
Yeah.
It's different to
Yeah,
me.
I get what you're saying. It's like the whole thing people say, like the Bible say how, you know, you can drink but not get drunk. Like
Sure,
it's about using the thing in moderation and not making it a god and like having control over your whole life.
right.
Um
No,
and
I am,
like
how do you feel
yeah.
about like, I think that obviously abuse, and like you said, doing things unholy is wrong. And you
Mm-hmm.
know when something feels wrong. I was just this weekend, I was down in the cities, and this female was saying, do you think my boyfriend would be mad? Not like I was doing nothing, but she was talking to her other friend saying, do you think my boyfriend would be mad? And I said, in my brain, I said, if you think that, you know, what you feel is what's true, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So if something feels wrong, then it's wrong. And that's the same with the ritual of if it feels wrong, you shouldn't be consuming it.
Mm,
But
yeah.
if you have a well versed like understanding of what you're signing yourself up for, then it's more a tool, a ritual. And so on that note is I believe that like you can take mushrooms and go to heaven. I don't think that because you did I feel like there's like a this obviously again, you don't glorify things, blah blah blah. But I feel like there's this image where it's like, oh, you've done psychedelics or you've done hard drugs, like
Going to hell
you're
because of it.
doomed
Yeah.
for that. Even if you repent, you're doomed for
Right.
that type of behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean you need to continuously do things, but
Yeah.
a lot of people find God through religion. I used to want to rob and stab people, and I took a bunch of mushrooms and drowned it in my own blood and understood my spirituality was chakras and shit at the time. But it brought
Mm-hmm.
me back to realizing that it's not just me on this planet, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And so the psychedelics and stuff like that, I think that it's not, we have conformed religion that is made certain things stigmatized because there's probably a person that wants to gain from it. And so
Yeah.
I think that the people want the vehicle is a great analogy. People in power want people to not look deeper into the vehicle because then they can just tell them what to believe. And so if
Mm-hmm.
people are misguided, that vehicle
Yeah.
can be anything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's
Mm-hmm.
dangerous. So I
Yeah.
think that psychedelics can open up free thinking and they'll break you out of whatever people have put you into. And then you can become aware of the vehicle yourself and understand how to
Mm-hmm.
drive it. And some people like don't need that. It's better if you don't need drugs, then you never do. But if you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
a person that smokes weed all the time or swears or do smoke pills, like psychedelics will break you out of that and help you find God, I think.
Mm. Yeah, I remember I actually thought about doing like mushrooms and stuff, but I never did. And right now, I mean, I'm good. I don't need to, you know what I'm saying? I've already found God, you know what I'm saying? uh and like you said, like some things that you experience actually draw you towards God, like, you know what I'm saying? So like and I do agree with the fact of some things are more traditional in the sense of like humans telling you, oh, you shouldn't be doing this or doing that, and just because they got like authority in a certain area. um
Or they want something for themselves.
yeah,
You
yeah,
shouldn't have sex with a girl until she's married, but the priest is allowed to break cherries or
right.
whatever. Like there's
Now
weird shit that
and
goes
that's
on the planet.
and with that, bro, that's like that concept as far as like having sex before marriage or whatever. Like I agree with that, but also everybody's story is different. So some people done did it before marriage, and then they go into marriage and they have repented of the thing that they did, because in the Bible it say that it's a sin. So like um
I have a kid
understand.
out of wedlock. I
Right.
understand that it's
And
not always a pos or like we have a good relationship, but it's not always the positive thing that it's supposed to be
yeah.
if you don't make that commitment and then vows
Mm-hmm.
100%. My perception on that wasn't something more personal, but what other people will use.
Mm-hmm.
This thing in the Bible says that you shouldn't do this, and they
Mm-hmm.
really preach it, but on the low,
They be doing it.
they're the ones that are trying to get everyone's wife to fuck them
Yeah.
because they're the
Yeah.
holy one. Oh, I'm the holy one.
Mm.
You want like there
Yeah.
that's an actual thing that happened a lot in Christianity is
Mm-hmm.
priests that took that and then they're like the dude at the church. Like that's just
Mm.
part of that stuff is there's always going to be like you said humans are always going to be imperfect. You
Yeah.
got to be
Yeah.
aware of that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool.
And we can go from there, bro.
Okay, cool.
Word.
Sick, yeah. I like you.
Yup.
You're a good person. I can tell.
Thanks, man.
There's only not gonna say it like that, but like you can tell when people are real people. And that's what
Yeah.
I like to talk to real people.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Yeah, I really like talking with you, man, hanging out with you for an hour and some change, and
Yeah,
really just talking, bro. I like this too. And I appreciate the invite to be on the podcast. And
I appreciate your
uh
time and willingness to come back on here after I've messed everything up.
nah, it's all good, bro. I understand, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad that we redid it and actually set time apart for it. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna hit you up, bro. I think we can really keep working together and
yeah,
check in on each other, bro.
yeah. Just like how you said you have
Yeah,
a vision for whatever you have a vision for, I also have a vision, and I think that the shared thing in that is wanting to have a
about to
positive
be.
impact in community. And so if you are doing it your way, I'm doing it my way, and this person's doing it their way, but we all co-collaborate and make a bigger impact. Like I think that stuff's really important. So I'm definitely down
Yep.
for that. Another thing too on like on the music line and stuff like that. Like I don't make beats or nothing like that, but I can scratch. So if there's like a song that you want, let's go to Jesus.
Mm.
I can do stuff like that.
Okay.
So I'm down to work on a project sometime or something like that too, if you ever want.
All right, cool, cool. I appreciate that, bro.
Good.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
looking forward to seeing how this turn out, and I'm gonna hit you up, bro.
Cool. Sounds good. Thank you, man.
All right, bro. Have a good night, man.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
All right, bye.